Jocke Skog. I'm the keyboard dork from Clawfinger. Been using Roland gear since I was a small kid, actually. The first, I bought one synthesizer and then I bought the Roland Jupiter 4. It's a big ass lump. So since then I've been a Roland dude. So the first time when we played with the Clawfinger, I had a Roland U20 that we used for like all the drum sounds on the song Nigger. That's actually the Roland U20 drum sounds. They're in the stock sounds of that. And we tried to re-record it in the studio, but it didn't turn out as good as those sounds. So, yeah, the one with the legacy, woo, yeah.
That's awesome, man. Thank you for that good introduction. Just for the sake of the argument, I'll say we're here at Copenhell on stage.
I forgot, yeah, Copenhell.
And we're on stage with Jocke from Clawfinger. Thank you so much for joining us, Jocke. Thank you for taking the time. It's an honor to have you here. I've been listening to Clawfinger ever since, I think, 93 and 94.
You're that old.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I'm that old.
I'm super old. I'm sorry.
But just to go back to the beginning, you started a bit yourself. But how did it all start with Clawfinger? I know you shared a studio with Meshuggah back in the day. How did it all start?
Well, we sat at home with a four-track tape recorder, you know, the old school style. I had my synthesizer, and we had no computer, no nothing. So we basically recorded everything into that with the drum machine. I like a real drum machine, like a Roland 626. And you had to fake because the sounds were so short that you had to fake like a soft hit after the hard hit, so you get a little bit longer sound. Yeah, this doesn't make any sense, but yeah, the old timers know what I'm talking about. And then we bounced the tracks and we made demos, and I made stupid things for fun, and met Board and Zach on the hospital. So we said, well, let's do. He's rapping, I'm playing guitar, you can program stuff, and I said sure. And we were lucky.
All right.
One of the few 10,000, one in a million long shot that we actually got a deal and all that rest stuff.
Well, some of us don't think it's such a coincidence. We really dig your stuff. Okay, so fast forward till now, today at Copenhell. Where are you guys as a band? Where do you see yourself as a band now?
Wow, good question. We had some slow years during the zeros. When the record industry went down and we tried to release more albums, then we realized that fuck it, we have a legacy. We are old. We can play the old stuff. We don't have to do things try to make it big again. And suddenly we outgrew ourselves, and then we got older and smarter, and then it's like, okay, fuck it, let's play. If we get a chance, then we do it. Right. So now we have. Listen, this is one of 3 shows this year, so this is actually a real treat. So, but it's enough. It's fun. We love to do this. Making music, I'm producing on the side, making noises, doing music packs for Counter-Strike. Have you heard? This is a small computer game. Yeah. So work a little bit with Valve in that. Okay. Also using all the synthesizers at home, bringing some shit on tour so it can break, because things break on tour. So this is the 4th laptop now so that I've been using, and sound cards, don't go into that because it's been a hell ride back and forth. But we used to carry on the keyboards, and then I was so eager, so I broke keys on the old Roland U20 that we use live. So I broke keys, and we glued them together, and and at the end was like, okay, it's broken again, because we use zip drives, and for the samples, and we had real hardware samplers with 32 megabytes of ROM, and and those they broke, and I actually smashed Roland U20 across a monitor on another festival in Copenhagen, actually. Yeah. Well, first it was so damn sturdy, it was so heavy, it was all metal. So I hit it first, it was like, ah, and nothing happened. So I was like, okay, that sucked. So I turned it around with the keys down, and then finally, thank you. So we brought it home, and it's bent. but it didn't broke. It worked until.
It's sturdy stuff. For sure.
That was heavy.
Awesome. So you talked a little bit about doing stuff in the studio as well for Valve and also producing Clawfinger. Do you use any particular gear when you're in the studio? Do you trig up drums? Do you use some of the Roland stuff there as well? You talked also a little bit about when we spoke earlier about the Roland sound. Can you get a little bit into what you use at the studio and what you mean by the Roland sound?
Well, something about it has a certain smoothness. Every time you hear it, you have like all these, you know, in sample players, and you find the Jupiter string sound because it's a classic string sound. I use whatever. You know, you have drum machines. I even have Boss pedals. Have the HM2 and run the synthesizer through an HM2, and you get really gnarly, weird, and then tweak the knobs, and everything is real time and recorded MIDI. So we have several different tracks of just knob twisting. And then let's see what happened. That fucked up. Okay, let's have. Oh, that was cool.
You can never have too much knob twisting.
No. Sorry, all the kids, you can. No, but yeah, and I'm really into. I'm curious about the new small stuff that Roland has, like the modular things.
The boutiques.
Yes, those are awesomely fun. I'm gonna buy one of those before they disappear. Probably the Jupiter because I like it. And then there's a certain smoothness. I have the GX700, the guitar effect, and something about that one too. You know, it's with the converters. It's really silky smooth. Something with Roland gear that sounds that way, and I really like it. So.
And drums in the studio. You're quite well known for like producing and programming drums almost better than they can be played. Well, that depends on the drummer, obviously, but you're quite famous for programming drums. But you use triggers in the studio
we started off with another brand, and then we realized that all the sounds we got from the trig mics was bad, and it was hard to adjust them and it didn't work. And then we got the Roland trig mics, where you just you press and twist the knob, and it's perfect. It's perfect every time. We had it live, and we had
the RT10s.
We had it on kick drum, on all the toms, and on the snare. And then we had 2 channels going into the computer, where I had a drum room from Toontrack, just the drum microphones. So we can have a little bit of delay, but the room mics works fine. So you had the real drum kit mic'd up, and then you had 2 extra channels with a crushed drum room, and it sounded so big that it was like every sound like, okay, can we just hear it again? And it's like, wham! You know, it's so fat that it's, and the trig mics were so good that you got ghost notes and everything. Everything worked perfect. So of course we shared the studio with Meshuggah, and so we tested different trig mics, and they started using them too. So
yeah, Thomas Hage from Meshuggah uses RT10s and RT30s now.
He took our kick mic too. So now it's just because we're lazy, it's easy to just rig up, and people have better gear now, and these monitors are awesome. So it's like an ego boost from hell. Be live, and that's a good thing about playing live. You get big ego, and beer,
and
beer.
Well, okay. I reckon. Is there anything else you want to tell us about? What do you use as software over here?
It's Cubase. I've been. We had an Atari back in after we made the first album, so everything was synced with an Atari, and then we bought one because they had MIDI in and out. So we got the 1-disc Cubase. You start the computer with a Cubase disk, and it runs the whole program as like the whole computer is Cubase. So 93 was we started using the computer and Cubase, and I've been using Cubase since then. It's very hard to try something else because it's all, you know, shortcuts and everything, and it's like, why doesn't preferences, shortcuts. It takes a while, so I'm just using. It's working. Cool. And a sampler and lots of Roland sounds sample. Yeah.
You also recently had your hands on a JDXA, the new synth from Roland. How do you like that so far?
I think it's It's a really good synthesizer. It's like it's competing with my JP8000. So they are just pretty much doing what they can do. So I'm going to keep it for a while, and I'm going to get into it a little bit more, and then I'm going to buy some more gear.
Thank you so much, Jocke, and we'll look forward to the concert. Thank you for joining us here. Thank you for watching. Hope you learned a little bit about Clawfinger, what gear they use, and come support them. Are there any concerts? You said you played three gigs this year.
Yeah,
so you played Copenhell
and we played in Norway in February, and then we're going to Bulgaria to play a festival there together with Prodigy and some other cool cats.
So if there's any Bulgarians out there, you heard it here first. All right. Well, thank you, Jocke.
Thanks. Yes.